Hey, this is Florian, and I'm back here in the online tennis instruction office after a 3-week trip to the US, which was very exciting. During that trip, we filmed a new doubles video course, which you'll hear about shortly, and I also ran clinics for 8 days. So we ran some 2-day clinics as well as some 1-day clinics, and it's always exciting to see my students and to see what problems players have and how we can fix those. So in today's video, we want to look at Jonathan, who had a toss problem on his serve for years, really struggled with it, and we were able to fix that during the clinic. We did that by implementing some key fundamental toss elements that can really help you with your toss as well. So let's take a look at that right now.
So here you can see Jonathan at the beginning of the 2-day clinic before we worked on his toss. And as you can see, his toss is all over the place, and you'll hear him say later that it really has been the biggest pain of his game for years. And as I'll show you in just a second, there were fundamental mechanical problems on Jonathan's toss that resulted in this toss landing all over the place. Here you can see it from the side view. Now he wanted to show me a serve here, and he literally couldn't hit a serve because the toss was just never in the spot that he wanted it to be. So let's look at the technical elements that we fixed here and that you can also focus on in order to improve your toss. Now if you look at this starting position here, you can see that Jonathan's palm is facing down, and this creates problems because he has to rotate the arm to get the ball and his palm to face up by the time he releases the ball. This is an unnecessary movement that makes it less likely to toss consistently and makes it more likely for the toss to spin and be all over the place. The other thing to note here is that his tossing arm is straight here in the starting position, which is good. But if we fast forward now to the release point, we see here that his arm is now bent. And this means that there was a movement where he went from straight arm to bent arm, and this makes the toss very inconsistent. So let's look at how we fixed his toss. Now what I wanted to do was really simplify the tossing action. Number one, I wanted him to start with the straight arm and to keep the arm straight, because on the toss we want to lift the arm from the shoulder and then simply release the ball by opening up our fingertips. The second thing we changed was we had him start in a position which you can see right now, where the palm and the ball are facing up instead of down, which is what his starting position was previously. This took out the unnecessary arm rotation that he had previously in his tossing motion, and as a result the ball was spinning less in the air and the toss became a lot more consistent. So the simple instruction that you can copy for your own toss here was to have the arm straight with the ball in the fingertips and the palm and the ball facing up. Then simply lift the entire arm up from the shoulder and release the ball at around eye level by opening up the fingertips. The arm remains straight. Here's Jonathan practicing, and you can see it looks a lot better already. And if we look here at the release point, the arm is almost completely straight. He releases at around eye level. And now let's look at Jonathan hitting some serves here in that session. Keep in mind, the instruction here was to hit the ball down the line instead of cross-court into the service box. Why do I do that? I want my students to focus on the process. So in this case, Jonathan to focus on the toss mechanics rather than judging the result, which automatically happens when we try to hit into the service box. And in between, he continues to practice the toss in isolation, which you can see right here. That's also very important. We do a lot of reps like that and then mix that with trying to serve as part of our progressive system.
Nice.
And it's in the court, so my weight moves in.
Keep doing the shadows in between, huh? Yeah. Nice.
So let me show you these toss fundamentals here from close up from the side angle. As you can see, I start with the left arm straight, the ball is in my fingertips, and the palm is pointing up. From here, I simply lift the arm from the entire shoulder and release the ball right here at around eye level. So my arm is still straight, the palm is still pointing up, and nothing has really changed. I only open up the fingertips now. And if we look now, just after contact, the palm is still pointing up. And the whole point of this is that there's very little here that can go wrong if you execute your toss like this. Now, are there some players who do it slightly different on the tour? Yes, some players have a little more arm rotation, but I would highly recommend that you stay away from that.
So the work you saw here with Jonathan on the toss was done during a 2-day clinic in New Jersey. And let's quickly hear what Jonathan thought about that clinic.
I improved a number of my strokes significantly, and in particular, I've been struggling with my service toss for years, and it's been incredibly erratic and frustrating. And within 5 minutes after Florian showing me a different way to toss, I was able to toss it quite consistently, and it made a huge difference in how I was able to hit my serve. And that alone was worth the price of the entire 2-day clinic.
So we're now offering more and more of these clinics all over the world. We have several locations in the United States that we go to a couple times per year, as well as here in Munich, Germany, and soon in London as well. So if you're at all interested in attending one of these clinics, I would highly recommend that you enter your email below this video and let us know which location you're interested in. You'll then be placed on the priority notification list, because all of the clinics we've offered so far have sold out, and they usually sell out quickly. So let us know which location you're interested in. You'll get on the priority notification list, and then you have a much better chance of getting a spot when we offer the next clinic.